If you're looking how to turn dirt into clay, you're watching the right video. This is part 2. I've made one before, but today I'm trying with a little bit different kind of soil. I'm in Oaxaca, Mexico, so the dirt's a little bit more orange and red. So what I'm gonna do first is grab a bunch of dirt, and then I'm gonna show you the ingredients and the materials necessary. It's really quick, it's really simple, and it's easy for you to do at home. So watch the whole video and let me know how it works out if you try it. So I'm just gonna go into this little spot here and see if I can find some dirt. Okay, I'm gonna dig some dirt. As you can see, look, it's very red. It should be good. And take a look at this. Pretty red. Looks like almost like sand. Hopefully there's some clay in there, but I don't know until we try this. So let's try this.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, guys. Today I am going to make a new video, so please whatever. Please I want to reach 1 million likes. So please yes, yes. Okay, thank you.
Yeah? Okay, so for this version of making clay from dirt, I'm going to keep it really simple as opposed to my other video. I made 2 different kinds. This one I'm only making 1. So you're only going to need 2 bottles, 1 bucket with some dirt, a sieve if you have one. You don't really need it, but it does help to refine the quality, and just a little bit of water. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna add some water and we're gonna mix this up and get started. Okay. First things first, add a bunch of water. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix this really, really well. The trick is to get the clay suspended in the water. So all the heavy stuff left on the bottom of the bucket is no good. You're gonna wanna dump that out, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that. What we want is the chocolate milk suspended, and we're gonna dump that into the bucket and then further refine it into the next one. But the first step is making sure we add enough water here and excite the clay as much as we can. Sorry about that focus. Okay, here we go. That should be enough water. I'm gonna shut this down. Okay, it's time to mix. I'm gonna mix this up as much as I can. Get rid of these lumps. If you got any kind of lumps of grass, things like that, you can take them out. And if you want to see this done another way, I did this in Spain. I have another video on my channel, so make sure to look for that. It's called How to Turn Dirt into Clay. It's exactly what we're doing here, except for just making it a little more easy, a little more simple. I've taken out a few steps, so we can only make 1 batch of clay here. I'm mixing it up. Once it's mixed as much as you can possibly mix it, that's when you want to pour it off really gently into these plastic containers I have to the right of me. So it's about good now. Just excite the crap out of it. All right, now we're gonna pour our first lot into here, very gently and very slow. Okay, so as you can see, you can't really see too well, but I basically left behind all the heavy stuff here, and only the chocolate milk, only the wet material suspended has made it into here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait I'm gonna wait for this to settle and you'll be able to see the lines. Okay, so you'll see a bit of water here and you'll see some clay here. And then I'm gonna further refine it by dumping it into this one. Do it one more time, and then I'm gonna show you how to dry it and finish the process. And hopefully you'll be left with some really nice, high quality clay. Okay, so as you can see, after a couple minutes, it's been about 5 minutes, it's already starting to separate. You can see the light milk here and the dark here. Gonna give it a few more minutes and then transfer it over and complete the process. So it's been about 10 minutes. I've let this settle. What I'm trying to do is get anything that was left hard down the bottom, and I'm gonna dump this into here and we'll have a slightly more refined product. And I'm gonna use the sieve now to get rid of any like the foam or anything on the top. Again, just try to pour this off nice and slow. You don't want to get any of that heavy stuff on the bottom. See, really thick stuff there on the bottom. Just put a little bit in there, and I'll leave the rest. That could very well be clay as well, so we're going to save that. But this will be the better stuff here, so I'll let you see what that looks like and what this looks like. And that's it. Now you let this settle for a good half hour or so, and we can take the last step, which is putting it in a pillowcase or a sock or a towel, something like that. And then we're going to leave it to dry overnight, and in the morning or later on tonight we'll have a finished product. So stick around, we're almost finished, and let's show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so it's been roughly half an hour, and as you can see, a lot of it has settled right to the bottom here. That's going to be the really good clay here. That's what we're after. And the first bottle there, the unrefined clay, we're going to pull that out. And as you can see, that's almost completely separated. You see the water layer and the clay. And this is pretty much finished too. So we're going to get this in the pillowcase in just a second and show you what it looks like at the end. These are the steps. Make sure to follow them in order. And you too should be able to make clay from any kind of dirt. This is looking like it's going to be some dark brown or black clay, which is quite interesting. Alright, so because it's been almost an hour, I'm going to go ahead and dump off the water here. And I'm going to do two different endings for this, right? This one, because it's the refined one, you can actually see an extra fine layer of clay just on the top of the darker clay here. And here, just the darker clay. So with this one, I'm going to stick in the pillowcase like normal. But with this one, I'm going to go ahead and just cut the top off and dump off the water and then just leave that in the sun, just so we can try to determine whether we actually need that pillowcase step or we could actually just finish in the plastic bottle. So if it's hot enough where you are, like it is here, we should just be able to get the clay straight out of this bottle without having to dry it in a pillowcase. But we're going to go ahead and try both versions just to make sure we have a good result in the end. So I'm going to go ahead and dump this off. I've chose to use a cloth bag. You could use a pillowcase. I don't recommend using a sock just because I think the holes are a bit too big. First, I'm going to just dump off as much of this water as I can. You could wait a long time to get your maximum result, but I got a lot of dirt, so I don't need to wait that long. Right, we're going to go ahead and just put the rest in the bag, just to make sure we don't miss anything. And then I'm just going to gently tie this up. dry. In the sun. Okay, and with the second one, I'm just going to try to gently cut the top off and then pour off that water, if possible. See if we can do this a simpler way. I'd prefer this method if it works. And just try to gently pour off that water like before. Maybe even put your finger in there to try to stop some of it. And it's kind of hard to get all that water off, but what I'm going to do is just put this in the direct sun, let the sun do the rest, and hopefully that'll be clay on the bottom. Let's stick it up here. And now we wait. Okay guys, what's up? It's the next morning. As you can see, it's completely dry. So it looks like you might not need the pillowcase. You could just let it dry in there. Just try to keep dumping the water out, and when you wake up in the morning it should look like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one first. This one is dry as well, so we're going to get to this one second. But first, I'm going to take the clay out of here the best I can. And because it's completely dry, I've got to add just a little bit of water. So I'm going to put it in this cup. Add a little bit. And with any luck, we've got some really nice clay here. And then we're going to check the next one and see how that looks. You only have to do this if it's too dry. If you're lucky, it'll be perfect when you wake up and be still moist. So I've actually got some really dark, browny, blacky kind of clay, which is interesting because the soil here is red. So I'm just going to make a bit of a mess. And remember, this was the unrefined one, so it'll be a little bit lower quality, and the other one should be slightly higher. Okay, so this is pretty much clay now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this open and I'm going to show you what it looks like inside. Just give it a little bit more water. I know, doesn't look that great, does it? I mean, looks like something else, but it's not. Okay, so that should be about ready. I'll let that soak while I open up this next one, and we'll see what we got in here. Alright, look at that. Oh, this one's actually perfect. I don't really need to add any water, I don't think. Look at that. Perfectly clayey. I'm going to move this camera into the sun so you can see this a bit better. But that is perfect. Look at that. Perfecto. Okay, so for the sake of this video, I'm going to put these in the sun so you can see a little bit better than that table. So this was the unrefined one, which is still really nice. And this one in the pillowcase has come out the perfect consistency, a bit wet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the knife and I'm going to cut this open. I want you to see inside here so you can see just exactly how nice this is. You see that? lovely clay. Look at that. So we got some really nice stuff. And we could make a really big batch of this, but I wanted to do it quick just to show you the quick and easy way. And if you do it with a small bucket, you'll end up with a small amount. Do it with a big bucket if you want a lot, and let the water settle a lot more. And with this one, I'll cut it open. Again, it was slightly lower quality because I didn't refine it, but it is there. If I soak it, it is nice clay, just a little dry. So there you go. That's how to make pretty much any dirt into clay. And if you like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Make sure to watch my other video because I use different dirt to prove that this works with other kinds of terrain. One was in Spain, this one's Oaxaca, so even with the red dirt it comes out brown, which is amazing. And this one doesn't look as appealing, but again, it's unrefined. So there you go, guys, how to make your own clay. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you subscribe to check out what's next.